Leon, if you're going to do that, you should at least make it so people can see you.
Yeah, at least turn towards the camera, buddy. Can we have the light on?
The big light?
No, just a little light for now. It's made no difference.
Maybe the big light.
Maybe the big light. That's better. It's a weird place to sit, little friend.
Yep, but there he is.
There he is.
It would be better if he sat further back so people could see him. He's gone.
He's gone. Hi, everyone.
Hey!
We're just waiting for a few minutes because it's not 7.
Yeah.
Like we say, hopefully the stream works this week, but if it doesn't, there's a Twitch address in the chat where we're going to go instead.
The camera has really highlighted that I've got an epic Malin streak coming through, so that's good.
Good news for everyone.
Good to know.
We got the Venture Bro, Imogen, Stuart. Hi, everyone.
Sorry, everyone. Just looking at my hair.
The webcam's just a very expensive mirror.
It's not very expensive. It's built in.
It is built in.
I think you struggle to find a laptop without a built-in webcam.
And there's Leanne. Hi.
Hey.
Stuart's eating Angel Delight.
Oh, nice.
Jealous?
Love a bit of Angel Delight. What flavour? You got an umbrella. Should I put an umbrella in my squash?
I don't know. I'm on island time.
I was going to put an umbrella in my coffee this morning and I forgot.
Chocolate Angel Delight.
Good. A good choice. All reliable.
Proud of you. Just an Easter cocktail. Like Jesus would have had.
No. I don't think that's how that went down. It's 7. Shall we start?
Yeah. Put my phone over here. And I'll get ready to record. And then we'll start. You get the threads?
Got the threads.
Okay, let's do it. Recording. Recording looks good. Moving the microphone. Microphone looks good. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Hello, welcome to You Are Being Unreasonable, the podcast about people being unreasonable on mumsnet.com with me, Hells.
And me, Simon.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Recording on Easter Sunday.
We are recording on Easter Sunday.
He is risen.
He is risen indeed.
Yeah.
And that's the last of the religion and the last of the Easter that you're going to get from this episode, I would imagine.
I thought you meant that's the last of the religion. Like, it's a bottle of squash. It's all gone.
I don't have that power. I simply cannot drink all the religion away.
No, only the Pope can do that.
No. Diluted it all down, slurped it all up. It's gone. Is there any left?
No.
So we did a poll before our failed show last week, and we were going to do Gransnet. I've decided to go with Mumsnet instead because Gransnet is very wholesome and they're lovely and charming, but it makes it very difficult to find the fun in that because I just want to be kind about the Grands.
Yeah, where's the comedy?
Exactly. So instead, we're going back to Mumsnet. On Mumsnet, there seems to be no recognition that Easter is happening. And as I mentioned in our last episode, they've all settled into lockdown, so they're back to just being what you would expect from Mumsnet, except no one's going out. They're just finding ways to be cheeky fuckers at home.
Indoors.
Yeah.
Well, you know, time has no meaning in this kind of lockdown. A lot of people are losing their sense of time.
Yeah.
So maybe the Mumsnetters do not know it's Easter. Like, maybe they've lost it completely.
Maybe Bono needs to sing them a song. Do they know it's Easter time at all? Let's do a speed round. Am I being unreasonable to think that just because it's lockdown doesn't mean you can forget birthdays?
Well, like I say, people are forgetting time, but they shouldn't be forgetting birthdays. It's still birthdays. Just before we came on, I checked the bulletin board in my Animal Crossing village, and it's one of my villagers' birthdays soon.
It's your least favourite villager's birthday.
Yeah, the scary one.
What are you going to do to celebrate it?
Kick him off the island.
Am I being unreasonable to ask what recession is like, and is there any way to prepare?
Is that from a young mum's letter? Because we've had multiple recessions in the last 10 years.
Yeah, they must be very young, as in like 11.
A young mum.
It's an 11-year-old mum's letter.
Yeah, recessions are bad, and the way to prepare is to stock up on beans.
Which a lot of people have done anyway, so good. Am I being unreasonable? Are German nipples the worst?
German nipples?
German nipples.
As opposed to Belgian nipples?
Yes.
I don't think there's much difference.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I haven't seen enough German nipples.
Seems weird to generalise, but also too specific.
I need a spreadsheet.
Am I being unreasonable? Thank you, but please stop.
Is that to us?
We don't know. If it is, we haven't opened it. It's a speed round.
And we're just reading that from the chat.
Yeah. So. Shall we do a full thread?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, sorry, my laptop's being a little bit slow. Am I being unreasonable? Friend saying her huge bum is small. Am I being unreasonable to be getting irritated with this and be baffled? She's always saying this to me, even though it's huge. Mine is definitely smaller, as she can see. And people always tell her it's big, so surely she knows. But she'll talk about how it's not big and she needs to start growing it, etc. Weight training, even though she literally gets comments on it on a regular basis. On one hand, maybe she literally can't see how big it is. A lot of women are very critical of their bodies. But to actually say it's small and not big, even though she's constantly getting comments on it. By the way, this isn't a jealousy issue. It just baffles me when she's always saying this to me, even though people always say it's big. Also, the fact mine is definitely smaller, but she calls hers small and not big directly to me.
She has a big bum, but she seems to lie.
Yeah. People who like big butts, one rule for them. But people who have big butts,
different.
Quite different.
Different. Disgusting.
What?
Not the bums.
I don't understand. This was posted on Thursday, so like lockdown times. I don't know if these friends live together. Maybe they do. Or if this friend is just like getting on Zoom all the time and waggling her bum at the camera and saying like, isn't it small?
Look at it. I can't sit down.
It's so
I can't
small.
Keep still.
I don't understand.
No. It's a shame there's no objective way to measure bums and the size thereof. Oh, wait. Centimetres.
You could measure it in centimetres. You could measure it the way, you know, where you put something heavy in water and you see how much water it displaces. So you could measure it in cubic millilitres.
Like an Aristotle kind of displacement.
Exactly.
Thing.
Yeah. You could measure it in
Not
clothes
Aristotle.
sizes.
What was his name? He said Eureka. Archimedes.
Archimedes' bath, one of the classic children's books that I've talked about on this podcast before.
Yeah.
And you've been like, that's not a thing.
I don't know what that is.
It's great.
I know about Eureka in Halifax.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot as well, but there we go. Why can't we see the chat?
I don't know. The stream seems to be working.
Okay, I'm just worried that everyone's telling us things about bums and we're missing it. I'd hate to miss it. Yeah, I don't understand. So this seems to be a conversation that's happening like now for some reason.
A current chat about bums
Yeah.
and bum sizes. Well, maybe they live together.
It's a going concern.
Yeah.
And why are they both so obsessed with the size of their bums?
It's
Why are they both so...
an obsession.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
People are concerned about it.
People are constantly commenting on it. Constantly.
Sorry, we can't see the chat on our recording video, but I've opened it on a tab and we can see the chat.
Okay.
So, I'll look here. Big shout out to Eureka. Taylor's used circumference rather than volume for Buns.
Well, that does make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah?
gotta measure it around, right?
Yeah.
Where does the bum end and the thigh begin? That's a question for a tailor.
Well, no, I think if you do sufficient weight training, there would be a clear delineation. If you've got a pancake bum, I feel sorry for you.
I feel bad for you, son.
But I was about to ask who all these people commenting now under lockdown are, but I took the recycling out, and as I was walking away from a man at the post box, he commented on my bum. So
yeah, you got a lockdown buddy in the shape of that man.
Yeah, I mean, the people who would normally be harassing people at bus stops and stuff, and people who'd be harassing people in bars, they need somewhere to go, so they're just out doing their daily exercise, commenting on bums.
Harassing people at the post box.
Yeah, or the bins. There are many places where you could receive comments on your bum.
The post box and the bins.
I also wonder how close these friends are, because this sounds like the sort of friend that is always trying to put someone down to make themselves feel better. I think we've all known people like that. The people I've known who've like that, I'll be honest, they haven't used bums, but maybe that's because they recognise that was one area where I was not lacking confidence. I think my bum is big and great. But it sounds like the friend is trying to put down the OP. Just, leave it. All she talks about is her arse.
Don't be friends with people who put down your bum.
Exactly.
Please.
Should we hear from the thread?
Yes.
I don't think I understand why it matters. Attention seeking, maybe?
That could apply to anything. I don't think I understand why it matters. None of these issues are the huge issues of the day.
Someone has said, I would just nod, smile and agree for 2 reasons. Firstly, as above, it doesn't really matter. Secondly, if she really is as delusional as you say about it, nothing you say will be believable to her or make any difference. Save your breath.
Save your breath. I would simply not respond. Rise above it.
Turn the other cheek.
Are
you okay?
Yeah, I'm just checking it's working okay.
Okay. Sorry, now I've got to wait for my slow laptop again. Are you okay?
It seems fine.
Okay. Am I being unreasonable? Irritating musical family. Name change, as this is outing. We moved into this house in Jan. A neighbour introduced herself and we clicked well as we have DC of a similar age. I am a music examiner and teach at a local school, which her DC don't attend. She was very keen to let me know how musical her family are, even inviting me over to hear her children play their... Would I be unreasonable to politely discourage their persistent performances?
So you live next door to the Van Trapp family?
Apparently so. Except they didn't seem to be doing it for anyone else's benefit. They were just having a nice time. Yeah. Whereas this week, I don't know, playing their violins in the street to get the attention of the neighbour, who clicked well because they have DC of a similar age. Let's see very much. There's more to clicking than... Oh, I don't have a kid. I don't know. Maybe this is how it works.
Maybe they all need to become little musicians.
Maybe they should...
Little Beatles.
Well, they can't...
Little Rolling Stones.
They can't all do that, though, because close doesn't sound very big. And so if all of the families are out there forming an orchestra, how will they maintain social distancing?
It's a good question.
Exactly.
It's a good question. We turned on to carols from Kings on Good Friday, and I don't know how they were doing that. I assume it was recorded.
It must have been...
Because you can't be doing carols in this environment.
Yeah.
Too close.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess people are lonely at the moment. People are bored. I don't know. So maybe this is a way to try and connect with others, and this musical family are just tracing her.
Yeah, they're pointing their trumpets at the house.
Like those pictures where the eyes follow you, but it's the family band where the eyes follow you.
Pointing the tuba at the house.
The OP's trying to go for her daily exercise, so she's like trying to go for a run, and she's having to like slalom between members of this musical family who are all staring her dead in the eye as they play the clarinet hauntingly.
Following her around with a flute.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Should we hear from the thread?
Yes.
This reminds me of that old sitcom, Keeping Up Appearances. Oh, no, it doesn't. Point out they're not supposed to be wandering the street. I don't think it counts as wandering the street if you're just in front of your own house, surely.
Surely not.
Well,
that's allowed.
Yeah. I mean, there's an argument that they shouldn't be out on the street playing instruments because that's not a very sociable thing to do. But I don't think it doesn't sound like they're roaming around.
Roaming the streets.
And you are allowed out. People seem to have really forgotten that you're allowed out.
Like a gang of musician children just wandering the streets. Like post-apocalyptic.
A gang, what, like clicking their fingers? Like,
yeah.
Hey, cool cats. I would be pretty perturbed every time I went outside the neighbours were doing a bit from West Side Story.
Pretty perturbed if the Jets and the Sharks were kicking off in my clothes.
I would assume that one family, like the OP, would be the Jets and this family are the Sharks and they're trying to make them join in with this bit.
So one Jet, lots of Sharks.
Yeah. No, the OP has family.
That's true.
They have DC of a similar age. That's why they clicked, apparently, even though the OP cannot stand this musical bitch.
That's why they clicked.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do another one. Am I being unreasonable? Lockdown has made me realise I've been wasting money for years. Anyone else? As supermarkets have been short of my usual premium versions of food, I've bought the cheaper alternative and found out they're just as nice or better. Also, recently dyed my own hair, and I actually prefer the outcome. This obviously saves me loads. DH and I usually go out to eat one evening every couple of weeks. Instead, we're having a nice meal and wine at home, so not really missing that at all. Anyone else?
It's like the lockdown is one big episode of Eat Well for Less.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's all been orchestrated by Mr. Gregg Wallace and his little friend, who I don't know the name of.
Oh yeah, the little greengrocer lad.
The little greengrocer man.
I like that Gregg Wallace is like, as a simple greengrocer, I got a big break, so I'm gonna pass that opportunity on.
Bex on the chat said, this woman's clearly never watched Eat Well for Less.
Well, there we go.
Because this is exactly the premise, right? You stop spending as much on big premium brands. You don't go out for nice meals or wine as much.
Yeah.
You just stay at home.
You dye your own hair, and then you admire the outcome, which you actually prefer.
I bought the cheaper alternative.
I'm surprised, to be honest, that the cheaper alternative is the one that was available. Like before...
Yeah, you'd think if you bulk buying, you're doing that cheaply.
Yeah. Before we all stopped going into the office, my manager was saying that she got a Tesco order back when that was the thing that you could get easily. But people had already started buying things in preparation for being at home. I'm not going to call it stockpiling because that's not what people were doing, and that's really shifting the blame. So no, but people were buying things in preparation for the possibility of staying at home, which meant that the own brand beans that she bought had been substituted for Heinz, and they'd only charged her for the own brand, and she like properly was delighted by this coup.
Own brand beans.
Yeah. So I don't know where this person lives, where everyone's not stockpiling, just buying premium versions of things. But I am surprised that's the outcome.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's all been orchestrated, as you say, by Mr. Gregg Wallace himself.
Imogen on the chat says, you got to treat yourself on lockdown.
I completely agree.
Get the good stuff while you can.
I'm
like when
all
you're not
about
spending
this.
money on, buses or trains.
And because we can't get a delivery for love nor money, I've been using maybe love, mostly money, to develop a wide array of suppliers. So a local brewery delivered me some nice beer. We've had a local greengrocer deliver us veg boxes. I got the vegan kind to deliver me some sausages.
This is what Greg would say. Go out on your local high street and go to the local places. But you've been doing that at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Even better. Gregg Wallace will be proud.
The way I've been doing it has not been eating well for less.
Oh.
I mean, I
Eating
have
well
saved
for
money
more.
because I've not been eating lunch out and I haven't been buying coffee and...
Or avocado toast.
But I haven't been setting out to save money. And I find treating lockdown as an inspiration for how to live, like there are things that we can take away from this that I'm sure in the long run will improve our way of life. But this seems like she's taken it too far. Like, yeah, okay, but when things change, your DH might actually want to go out for a nice meal, and you being like, I've been wasting money on having a nice time with my husband.
Yeah, it's not a waste if you get something out of it.
No, it's not.
And what you get out of it is time with your husband.
I think some people get a genuine kick out of frugality. Like, for them, it's a hobby. Being frugal is their hobby, and like seeing if they can spend the absolute bare minimum amount of money. Whereas for me, my hobbies are hobbies. And sometimes you have to spend a little money on your hobbies. So that's fine. If you're one of these people who's found that saving money and being extremely frugal is a great hobby, that's great. But don't enforce that on other people. It's really not fair when the competitively frugal people try to make the people who just want to have a normal night and go for dinner.
That's the more nuanced message that A Christmas Carol didn't get across. Like, if Scrooge wants to be frugal, fine. But he can do that on his own terms.
Yeah.
And not drag his, like, private mortgage company into it. I forget what he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bank.
Well, like, you know, if you want to be frugal, that's great, but you do need to realise that you're going to have to make sacrifices. But other people haven't chosen to make those sacrifices. So the people who are like, oh, no, I simply would never go out for a coffee. Well, great, everyone's going for coffee without you because you are insufferable. But this DH has married someone who wasn't a boring frugalier, and now maybe she's going to become one, and he's going to want to go out for a meal, and she'll just be like, no, yeah. I'll have a fake away.
No. A fake away for me.
Someone wants to know what you're drinking under that umbrella.
Old-fashioned.
I'm drinking squash. Not because I'm a frugalier.
Yeah, I've got an old-fashioned because I treat myself. And my father-in-law was very good. Oh, he's just on the chat. My father-in-law bought me a little umbrella.
That makes it sound like
just
we've
the one
received
little
a single umbrella.
A box of umbrellas.
For us.
Yeah.
Making it sound like they're yours. No,
an old-fashioned because I treated myself to some whiskey on lockdown.
I am really regretting that I decided to stick with my squash so that after this episode I could do some exercise rather than just having a Campari and soda like a normal person.
And you're going to a pulp listening party after this, right?
I'm going to do exercise and then I'm going to do the pulp listening party. After the exercise, I'll treat myself to a Campari and soda. For now, squash. Yeah, I mean, I dye my own hair. I'm not having a go at this person in general. I'm just saying there's a middle ground to be struck, and I worry this person's gone too far one way, but we don't know. Should we hear from the thread?
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm generally quite frugal, but I plan to live a little once this is over. And then fingers crossed, live a little. Yes, Costa coffee and breakfast and lunch at work, takeaways. Mind you, I'm also time richer due to furlough and Easter holes. That is a good point as well. Like, I've saved a lot of money on not buying lunch out. But no, I haven't saved that much. But I have saved money on not buying lunch out.
Yeah, I think I've done the same.
But I quite often take my own lunch to work anyway. And the times when I don't, it's usually because I've had an activity in the evening after work that means I haven't had time to make lunch that evening.
Yeah.
And I go to work ridiculously early for no reason, so I'm not going to do it in the morning. And yeah, like the opportunity cost of these things.
Sometimes I pick up some nuggets from Sainsbury's at lunch.
Nice. You're just showing off now.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle that's gone from me. I can't do it now.
Can we just go back to the chat? Debbie, it's not called diluting juice. I'm in London at the moment. Down here it's not. You can call it diluting juice, but in context, you're right where you are and I'm right where I am.
If only we were all further north, but we're not.
Debbie, why are you tempting fate like this?
I didn't say nugs.
You have now.
Now I
have.
Imogen saved loads of money on vegan sausage rolls.
How many vegan sausage rolls are you buying? They're £1.
So much money.
I am here for that energy.
Nugs.
I wonder how much I've saved on vegan sausage rolls. Probably not that much because I had to factor in the delivery cost of my order from the vegan kind, where I bought, as I think Debbie decided the collective term is, a bushel of sausages.
A bouquet of sausages.
A bushel of sausages and some hot sauce. So any money I might have saved on not buying vegan sausage rolls, I've blown on ordering it in.
Yeah, it's tough. We all miss Gregg's.
Greg's have been posting things telling you how to
could've-
make their recipes. I saw one on Facebook for the steak bake, and it said, if you want to make our vegan steak bake, simply substitute the ingredients for vegan ones.
Great.
Great.
Like what? Mushroom. Stick a load of mushroom in there in place of the steak.
No, you can get like vegan beef style pieces.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's not like, just
Than
use a bit of broccoli.
rice.
Yeah, they're not going to go out of business because most people don't set out to go to Greg's to make a real day of it. Like, you'd have to make a bit of a day of it to make your own sausage and bean melt.
What's the fast food / bakers you're going to go to first when this is all over?
Oh, wow.
When they reopen?
Does it count if it's somewhere local?
Yeah.
So there's a place called Canvas and Cream in Forest Hill. Shout out to them. They're not currently open, but whatever. And they do the most amazing like carrot and ginger cake. Oh, it's so good. I've got carrot in. I've got ginger in. I've got flour. Unlike some people, I have flour showing off. I could make this cake, but it won't be as good.
No.
It simply will not be the same.
Simply won't be the same.
No. What about you?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Not a box of Sainsbury's chicken nuggets.
That's second. On the way back from Taco Bell.
You're going to get that Taco Bell chicken nacho thing where they've made nuggets in the shape of nachos and then use them to sandwich together some cheese.
Precious memories.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people pointing out they were eating out a lot more and they've realised that that's expensive. You don't realise that's expensive. You know that's expensive, surely.
Yeah.
Like, surely you recognise that if you buy a meal out, it would be cheaper if you had made that meal at home. But that only works if you've had the time to do that.
Tell you, Gregg Wallace must be rubbing his hands together. Love this opportunity. For the whole nation to eat well for less.
Yeah, you think this is a ploy by Big Gregg?
Yeah, I think Gregg released COVID-19.
That's a big conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't think he did that.
What is Nova Pizza?
Don't know. Pizza chain?
Well, I hope it's delicious. I had a real craving for pizza earlier, and I never ever want pizza.
You did. We looked at the Wikipedia list of regional pizzas, and it seemed to put you right off.
It really did. There was one that was a regional pizza that was simply a pizza base covered in onions. That was it.
Nova Pizza's the best pizza place in Edinburgh.
Oh, well, there you go.
I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to go anywhere. Like, just out of Southeast London would be good.
Even within Southeast London, you know how much I want to do yoga at a studio where there are other people, and if I'm doing it wrong, someone can help me get it right, rather than being like, oh, this one's just difficult. I'll just sit on the mat for a moment until it moves on. Yeah, I mean, most of the thread is people saying this, and then someone has said, no, the cheaper stuff's out of stock, so now we've had to drink Tropicana juice. So they've joined Club Tropicana, but the drinks are not free. Shall we move on?
Venture Bro says Swedish pizza beats all other pizza on the planet. And we read that on Wikipedia. We read that Sweden were among the largest pizza consumers in the world.
The largest was apparently Norway. They didn't give any indication on how they'd measured that. Probably the same way you might measure a bum.
By circumference.
Yes. Shall we do...
That's not how you measure a pizza. A pizza is diameter.
It would be really confusing. Imagine if, like, they lifted lockdown and during that time, all the pizza places got together and decided that they'd start measuring their pizzas by circumference. And they didn't tell anyone. You just had to slowly work it out. So you thought you were getting a big pizza. And then it turns up and you were like, what is this measly 9-inch circumference pizza?
Yeah, that's like a little frozen boy.
Yeah.
Like a little Chicago town boy.
I immediately started trying to do the maths there to work out what that would be. But no, I'm going to stop.
Or if they all become pizza places and bum measurers. So you go in and you get a pizza that is the size of your bum.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's better than I imagined. What you were saying was like you go in, you get your bum measured, you get your pizza, and then next time you go in, you get your bum measured, and they've got a chart on the wall, like those charts that go like up the wall for kids'
Oh
heights,
no, that seems.
but it goes like widthways with their customers' bums.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That seems.
Oh yeah, that would be
intrusive,
bad.
Yeah.
Your way was. Let's do another thread.
Can't have that kind of personal information on the wall. Release that personal data.
That's a safeguarding issue.
It is.
Am I being unreasonable to think we are going to be contacted by aliens soon?
Mm.
The whole world is in lockdown pretty much, and wouldn't it be wild if the reason for this is we are going to be contacted by aliens soon? Like, there's really no point in ending lockdown, and there seems to be some crazy things happening astronomically at the moment. When are the aliens going to show up soon? What are your thoughts, British mums on the interwebs? Capitalism will be ending soon because there's no point anymore, guys. Get ready for AI life. And then the gin emoji. The emoji that explains everything that came before it.
That would be wild. It would be wild if that was the reason for this. So, this person thinks the aliens have caused COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Like, government's aware of the alien involvement?
I would like to hazard that some governments might be, but our government is not aware of anything. So,
No.
so no.
No. Like, there's really no point in ending lockdown.
There's no point in... Well, yeah, so apparently... I don't understand what... And also, how have they managed to conflate aliens with capitalism?
Hmm.
The whole world is in lockdown. Wouldn't it be wild if the reason for this is we're going to be contacted by aliens soon? How would we know we were going to be contacted by them soon unless we'd already been contacted by them?
Yeah.
Unless they sent a little note through
This is
the
what
post,
I mean. Like, the governments must be involved. The governments must know because they've put us all in lockdown.
Like when you WhatsApp someone to be like, should I give you a call in a minute?
If you like, yes.
So the aliens have WhatsApped the world government.
Yeah, you up?
No, I don't think the aliens are trying to...
HMU.
Oh, no.
So the aliens are going to show up soon. Capitalism will be ending. So maybe capitalism's ending soon. That would be nice.
It would be
because
lovely.
We've all seen that sort of socialist models work better for this kind of crisis.
No, we have seen that because that's what we already believe. People who don't believe that genuinely will never believe that. People like that will just think that, oh, well, it's the same on both sides anyway. Oh, it would have been just as bad if it had been a socialist system anyway. Oh, like there was some prick from the government on the morning news earlier. And he was like, well, actually, the fact that we've had austerity for the last 10 years and the Tory government have made so many cuts is why we're now able to offer such a generous package. Like, no, shut up. Like, Spain have got a universal basic income. Do you see how badly Spain were hit by the last recession? It doesn't matter what your economy looks like and how strong it is. It depends on, like, the will of your politicians. Because actually, like, the global economy is not a real thing. It's not a household budget. Anyway, people who believe that capitalism is great will always believe that capitalism is great. Like the people who are like,
that's true.
Well, this came about because of incompetence on all sides. Like, no. There's only been one.
No.
One side has been leading things.
One big system for quite a while.
Yeah, you can't say, oh well, because of things that Tony Blair did. Like that's why. No. We can't blame Gordon Brown for this.
No.
Fucking hell. Yeah, so no. The aliens might come, but the Tories will always be dickheads.
Yeah, what if the aliens come and they are Tories?
Well, yes. I assume that's what will happen.
You think the aliens will be Tories?
Yes.
Man alive.
If the aliens weren't Tories, why would they take any sort of look at this planet and think, oh yeah, I'll give that a visit?
To help. Like the aliens in Star Trek.
Okay, maybe they
like
are
the Vulcans.
The benevolent aliens who've come to...
Yeah. Let us join the Socialist Federation.
I hope so. I hope so.
Get ready for AI life. Is it AI life or owl life?
I assume that says AI life. Shall I copy and paste it and then
'Cause
change it to lowercase and see what happens?
Our life makes sense. AI life, you haven't raised AI. That's a whole new thing. Imogen said if it turned out Tony Blair was an alien, I wouldn't be entirely surprised.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I made a really bad point there because Tony Blair was a useless piece of shit. So I don't know why I made it sound like I was in any way defending him. I really wasn't. Never am. I was more just getting annoyed at the people who are like, well, the NHS has actually been underfunded on all sides. Like, no, we've had the same government for God's sake.
Yeah, I saw a graph the other day of like beds for people in intensive care, like under Labour, Tories, and it just shot up.
Yeah. There are more beds for people in intensive care under Tories.
No, that's not right, is it?
No.
No, it was something else.
We simply do not know.
We don't know.
I can't make out if that says AI or OW, to be honest.
Maybe, yeah, the aliens are part of our life.
Yeah, I don't know whether the gin emoji at the end. Like I say, I think the gin emoji explains quite a lot of what comes before it.
I want to know more of these crazy things happening astronomically at the moment. Like what?
Someone has said, crazy things happening astronomically equals the moon was a bit pink the other day. Obviously a message from the aliens.
Was it?
It is a message that you said, I want to know more. And then at that moment, we found the post that told you more.
Yeah, Imogen said there was a big moon.
Oh, I love them big moons. Them big moons make me cry. Is that the aliens?
Yeah.
Them big moons.
Maybe the moon's getting closer, like in Melancholia.
Troubling.
Yeah, except that destroyed the world. That's not a spoiler, that happens in the first 5 minutes.
Someone else has come to explain about the astrology, astronomical stuff, whatever. In the last couple of weeks, we've had people mistake Elon Musk's satellites for UFO, a pink supermoon, and 3 near-miss asteroids. Might be crazy enough for some.
Crazy for some.
And if those some are the aliens, well, them are in trouble.
Jack says, big bums, big moons.
Well, that is true.
You measure the moon by the circumference.
You saw the whole of the moon. You saw the whole of the moon. Oh.
Gone mad in lockdown, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. And now there's just people like, well, I think it's actually very self-involved to suggest that we would be the only life form. So, of course, the aliens are coming. I can't believe how selfish you are.
I hope.
These hashtag selfish pricks believing that the aliens aren't coming.
What if the aliens do come and they all get COVID-19? Like in the War of the Worlds, when it's bacteria that gets rid of the aliens at the end.
Oh.
I don't want a load of our NHS is already at capacity. Now we've got a load of aliens needing the beds.
Yeah. Well.
I'm not making a point about immigrants. I'm genuinely concerned about the lack of provision for aliens.
But sure, like, unless the aliens are just like people, I don't think the NHS will be able to help because those doctors have trained on humans.
Yeah, that's true. He's got like 6 lungs and they're all failing.
Yeah, and the things that treat alien lungs might be totally different. Like, aliens might have a lung problem that can only be solved by inhaling tobacco fumes.
We got good news for you, aliens. We got loads.
Oh, dearie me.
I've seen on WhatsApp that our little niece is watching.
Our niece is watching.
Yeah, so I'll cut this out of the recording, but hi, Florence.
Hello, Flossie.
Hi.
Oh. Worried now that I might have said something that might be a bad influence. I'm sure that if I was going to be a bad influence aunt, I wouldn't do it through a podcast. I'd somehow end up accidentally doing it some other way. Never mind.
There'll be plenty of time to do that once we're all out of lockdown.
Yeah. Unless the aliens get me first. Ah! Should we do another speed round and then we'll call it a day?
Yes.
Am I being unreasonable? DH pissing me off with lack of respect.
Don't get no respect. No respect at all.
Seems weird. Like, talking about respect seems like a really weird dynamic for a marriage. You need to show me some respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Am I being unreasonable? Has anyone ever won a magazine competition?
Must have done. Otherwise, why would they keep running them? Unless that's the aliens.
Am I being unreasonable? My friend is not really my friend, is she?
No.
It's part 2 of the big Buns raid. She was trying to put me down the whole time.
Fake friends.
Am I
I got
being...
no time for fake friends in 2020.
No one's got time for any
I
friends.
got no time for fake friends in lockdown.
I mean, if you have got friends who you feel are fake friends, like, this is a great opportunity to cut them loose.
Fake friends can block and unfollow.
Wow, okay. I'm getting into the practice of blocking. I didn't think that was what this podcast was about, but here we are. Am I being unreasonable not to have a takeaway, roast dinner, or dry up every week?
You need to treat yourself in lockdown.
Yeah, have
this
a
is
nice
what
dry
Imogen
up.
said. This is what we need to do.
I'm going to have a dry up, which is...
Treat.
It's where I get saucies, Eggos, rashies, beans.
I don't think this is endearing you to the audience.
And then I put them through the dehydrator and I have a dry up.
Tiny shriveled little sausages.
They look like raisins, but they're made of pigs.
It starts out the size of a regular sausage, but it becomes the size of a sausage from the beans and sausage tin.
Yeah. But the beans from the beans and sausage tin...
Even smaller, like rice.
Yeah. A lovely dry up. And am I being unreasonable? Puddle Saga thread 5.
Really do need to do the Puddle Saga at some point.
We do need to do the Puddle Saga at some point.
It's like our Infinity War.
I've got a week of annual leave coming up because I was supposed to be going on holiday, but obviously holidays aren't happening. So maybe I will do the research and I'll make the notes and I'll get everything ready so we can do Puddle Saga. Because the only other plan I've got for my week of annual leave is to finally write that Kesha jukebox musical that no one asked for. So
Least of all Kesha.
Yeah, and I imagine even if I made it and somehow got Kesha's approval, I'd probably have to give money to Dr. Luke, which is like the actual last thing I want to do.
Yeah, which presumably will be part of the point of the musical.
Yeah.
A fairly anti-Dr. Luke sentiment.
To save me having to give money to Dr. Luke, I'm going to do the deep dive research into Puddle Saga with my annual leave.
A good use of time.
Well, there we go. Shall we wrap it up?
I guess so. The recording says we've got 40 minutes of content.
Great. By the time we edit out all of the dross, we will not have any content. But we will have had a good time.
We'll have had a good time, and you'll have had a good time.
Oh, thanks. I've had a lovely day. Like people who've lost on Bargain
Hunt. Yeah.
Great.
So we've been watching Bargain Hunt a lot because we can't go out,
Yeah.
and it's on when we have our lunchtime. And there was a contestant on Bargain Hunt today, which I think Debbie asked me on Twitter, why was Bargain Hunt on today? It's Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bargain Hunt was on. And there was a couple who a guy who proposed to his partner on it. Ben just had to finish Bargain Hunt. The producers nodded them along to finish buying your antiques and selling them.
And then they lost loads of money on an ugly yellow cabinet. So
yeah,
life really is up and down at the moment. Up and down. What a great allegory. Thank you all for joining us. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this live show. I'm glad YouTube worked this week. We'll do this again at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a film review or two up at takeonecinema.net, and some more might be going up soon because I wrote more.
Yeah.
So have a look at those.
I have been channeling my energy into making increasingly sweary earrings. So I might post some pictures of those if anyone wants any. I'm open to... I was going to say commissions. I don't want anyone's money. I'll just put them in the post. It's fine. If anyone wants some free aggressive earrings on a chintzy background, hit me up. But no, that's all I'm doing. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, so the recording's over. So now we can say what we really think. No. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye,
Oh.
everyone.
Thanks to the person who said thanks for all the work you put into this. That's really nice. For me, at least, it's not work. It's a justification for going on Mumsnet and hate reading it. I think Simon has to do work, though.
Not that much.
Good.
Bye, everyone.